so you can see it from there also. So 5.1 or 5.1. So here you can have any type of floating point numbers, like for example, I can write 45.23, I can write 23.8543, I can write minus 123.45, and any number I can have, any floating point value. For example, if you are storing marks in some subject, normally sometimes we get marks, like if it is out of 100, we get marks in this form 85.5, that is 85.5. So that is a fractional number. Okay, price of an item, sometimes it could be like this, 10 rupees 50 paise, so you will write it as 10.5. And remember, I'm not attaching any rupee symbol over here, any paise symbol over here, or any percentage symbol over here in marks. One more example is bill amount. See, I'm forming an identifier named bill underscore amount. Usually I get the broadband bill of 825.24. These companies, they don't even leave out this fractional part. If you ask me why, if you go on adding the fractional parts of millions of customers, it will add on to the profits of the company. Okay, so that is why they don't even leave out this part. So if I have to specify something as bill amount, I will be writing it this way. So this is a floating point number. Now here the floating point number is very simple. That is, it is written in the normal form. Notation. For example, 3153. I have this. Express this in the form of scientific notation. How I'll be doing the 3.1253 into 10 raised to the power 2, because I moved this floating point over here. That is how many places? 2 places towards the left side. So it took up a positive value and it will be written as into 10 raised to the power 2. This is scientific notation. Now this is how we write on pen and paper. But if you have to write it using any Python editor, that is, you have to write it in terms of Python expression. How will you write it? 3.1253. You will write a capital E or a small e, and you will write here 2, or you can write here 0 2, where this E stands for into 10 and this 2 stands for raised to the power 2. Okay, this E stands for into 10 and this 0 2 stands for raised to the power 2. You can also write it this way, 3.1253 small e 0 2, where this small e also stands for into 10 and this 0 2 also stands for raised to the power 2. Similarly, you have other numbers like, I have this number. I can change it to 7.5 into 10 raised to the power, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm moving 4 positions towards the right. So this will be into 10 raised to the power minus 4. And how will I specify it in Python? 7.5 e minus 0.4. Or I can write 7.5 small e minus 0.4. Where E stands for what? Again, into 10, and this minus 0.4 stands for what? Raised to the power minus 4. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes,
so you can write numbers in the normal form as well as in the scientific notation. Yes.
Ma'am. Ma'am, what if the power is 2 digit?
Hmm?
And what if the power is 2 digit? Power to the 10 is 2 digit value.
My
So
dear,
how will
you might have studied scientific notation in maths, like a number, a floating point number, that is a decimal number, can also be represented in this way. That
no
is,
ma'am?
if it is a very, uh-huh.
I am saying that you have written in this E form. So ma'am, if the
हाँ,
power
this
is
E form stands for, see, you have to write it this way, 3.1253 into 10 raised to the power 2. ऐसे लिखना है ना? So how will you write it in Python? You cannot write it this way. You have to write it 3.1253 and then you have to write into 10. So that into 10 will be represented by this character E, which represents exponent. Okay,
yes ma'am,
and then
that I
this,
got.
huh?
I am saying that here the power is 2. So we have written 02 after E. So ma'am, what if the
Yes.
power is a 2 digit number or a 3 digit number?
So
So
it will
ma'am,
be like this. It will be like this. If it is suppose raised to the power 22, so you will
yes
write it
ma'am.
this way.
So ma'am, we'll
E22.
not write 0.
No, why? 0 is
Okay ma'am.
only written in order. See, you can write it this way also. 3.1253 E2. आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो. Why we are writing it 0? Because normally our power goes up to 2 digits. Okay. So just to represent that there is a possibility that this number may take up to 2 digits. You see 02 also means what? Simple 2. तो आप उसको
Okay
ऐसे भी
ma'am.
लिख सकते हो. You can write it as raised to the power 2 also. You can write it as 02 also. That's up to you. Okay. Both cases it will be correct. And same way these can be in negative also if it is a negative number. So a minus over here. Okay. And suppose this 0.00075 is a negative value. तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ क्या लग जाएगा? Negative लग जाएगा. Rest everything will be the same. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Try
Ma'am,
converting.
Ma'am,
Yes.
attendance.
हाँ.
if we have 10 to the power
One
1,
second. One
then we
second.
will
One second.
write
One second.
only
One
E.
second. One second. हाँ. Yes. What you are saying? 10 to the power
1.
1. Okay. So
Then will be
see now
only
10 to the
E.
power 1 is what? 10 to the power 1 is a simple value. Okay. Normally a number is converted into scientific notation in Python only when the number is very large. जब बहुत बड़ा नंबर हो जाता है something like 912478655.2345 something like this, then what Python does is at that time it converts it into a form, that is at that time it converts it into scientific notation 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 raised to the power 7. Normally for small numbers it will never do such conversion. Okay, but for very large, normally you will see that whenever you are doing you are writing a program or something, you won't need this scientific notation around 95% of the time. You won't need this. You should, and moreover, displaying something in a scientific notation is not readable also. You have to remember that you are writing a program not for yourself, but for others. Okay. So writing something in the scientific notation, normally this is avoided by developers. What they do is they always try to reduce the number of digits after the decimal point and they try to avoid this scientific notation. Okay. So this scientific notation, if you want, if you are working on a scientific project, a project which has a scientific base, at that time, for example, if suppose you with Python, you can even create projects which help in astronomical observations and calculations. So if you are doing something related to that, like how far is the sun from the earth or how far is the nearest star from our sun, so that distance usually that is expressed in large numbers. Okay, that is millions of kilometers. If you have to represent that, so that you can use for those values, you can use scientific notation. But for a small value like 10 raised to the power 1, students, this will definitely not be represented in scientific notation. Why 10 raised to the power 1 is equals to 10. That's it. But if there is something like 9.12 into 10 raised to the power 1, then this can be represented as like this. ओके लेकिन ऐसा होगा तो वो उसको 10 ही रिप्रेजेंट करेगा, ऐसे रिप्रेजेंट नहीं करेगा. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
So that was all about integer and float. Students, just a second. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Orijit, what is the meaning of incentive? Incentive means extra perks which you get.
Okay, ma'am.
Aryan Kumar, 23 divided by 7. Okay, if you are specifying something like this, that is 23 divided by 7. Right, and you are taking a variable a equals 23 divided by 7. Now remember, 23 is what? It is an integer value. Okay, 7 is what? It is an integer value. When they will be divided, automatically a will get a float value. Let us try this out over here. If I write it as 23 divided by 7 and I print a. So you will be getting what? A is in the form of floating point number only. Okay, but if you use it this way, a equals 23 floor division 7 and you print a, you will only get 3. That is, all the digits after the decimal point are removed when you are doing a floor division. So we will understand these two types of divisions when we are studying operators. Okay, so now see, Python automatically takes up the value of a variable, that is the data type, by looking at what is there on the right hand side. If I simply write a equals 23, 23 is what? It is an integer value. So a will be pointing to which type of a value? Integer. In Python, somewhere in the memory 23 would be there, and a is an identifier or a label which would be pointing to 23. But 23 divided by 7, we are getting what? This value, 3.285 something. Something like this. This is stored in the memory. A would be pointing to. Variables are not considered as containers. Rather, they are only labels which are pointing to memory objects. Okay. Is it clear, Aryan?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay. Yes.
ma'am, what we have to give a what we have to do if we want only the integer value and not the value at the left of the decimal. We only need the
You
decimal.
want only the integer. One way is assigning, so you will assign only integer value over here. And that's what I explained. If you are dividing two values, if you are dividing like a equals 23 divided by 7, so if you are using the division symbol, this will give you the values after the decimal point. But if you don't want the values after the decimal point, you will be writing it this way: 23 floor division 7. So what floor division does is it also divides 23 by 7, but it only returns the value before the decimal point. So the answer here will be only 3.
Okay, ma'am.
Next is complex numbers. Now students, complex numbers, you might not have done it so far. Have you done it in maths?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You have
ma'am.
done it? Okay. So complex numbers are you. I'll not be going deep into complex numbers here today. Later on, I'll be going into that. Today, I'm just giving you an introduction about all the different types of literals. Complex numbers are usually of this form, a plus bj. And in maths, how do you write it? A plus ib, where I stands for what? Iota, which is an imaginary number. Which is an imaginary number. Okay, that is under root minus 1. So this is represented over here in the form of j. So how do you represent complex numbers? We can write it this way, 4 plus 5j, where this forms a complex numbers. I am skipping this part for the time being because I need to give you extra explanation regarding that, so that we will be doing a little later. I want to quickly start programming with you all. Okay, so this part I am skipping for the time being. Right now you should only know that if you have to create a complex number, say b, you will be writing it this way, 4 plus 5j. Okay, c equals 6 plus 7j. So this is what? It is a complex number. Next is, we have completed string, we have completed numeric. Now we will be moving on to Boolean. So next is what? Boolean. Now what are Boolean values? The word Boolean comes from the name of a mathematician, George Boole, who created this new data type. And this data type consists of only two values, true and false. Okay, so it has only two values, that is true and false. Suppose, now I'll give you an example for this. You want to specify, now there is a program you are writing, and in that program you are trying to specify a variable. Either a person will be married or he won't. So if the person is married, you want to specify true, and if the person is not unmarried, you want to specify it as false. Understood? So Boolean values, there are only two values, true and false. Okay, you can assign this value to any variable which has to represent something like yes, no, true, false, 0, 1, and so on. Okay, status. You want to use status as a variable, it can be either true or false. Now the use, you might be thinking, what is the use of Boolean? So students, when you start doing your programs, only then the meaning will be absolutely clear to you. Right now you are just getting familiar with the different types of literals which are there. Okay, so Boolean doesn't accept any other value than true. If you are writing true, this is correct. If you write it as this true, this is wrong. True has to be T capital and rest all small. That is, it has to be in capitalized form. Okay. Same way, false also has to be in capitalized form. You cannot write false like this. Okay. So any other value other than these two will be considered as incorrect. Okay. So any variable which you want to store either true or false depending upon the value. For example, I'll give you an example. Like we were talking about the voting age of a person. So I write in the program, if age is greater than equal to 18, so I'll write voting, or I'll take a variable eligible equals, I will say true, else I'll write eligible as false. Okay, So this is how I'm going to use Boolean values. Next is a special data type, a special literal, none. And it is written this way, N capital, O-N-E in small. You cannot write it as this. This is wrong. Okay. You cannot write it as, this is wrong. You cannot write it as this. All these three are wrong. This one is the correct one. None means absence of a value. Or we can say empty value. If I write a variable var equals none, it means that var doesn't contain any valid value which is stored in the memory. That is, it is empty. That is, it is null. Understood? So none is a special type of a variable which shows absence of any value. It is used for specific conditions, right? Like right in the beginning of a program, you want to create a variable and you don't want it to contain any value. You can provide it as the value none. Later on in the program, as your program proceeds, it can either contain a string value, it can contain an integer value, it can contain a float value, and so on. But right in the beginning, you want that it should not contain any particular value, and hence you can provide none to that. Last is collections, which is very important in a Python program. Complex numbers we will be taking in the next class, students, okay? Because there is a lot to be taught in complex numbers. So because I need one full period to teach that, so that's why I have skipped it for the time being, because I want to start with programming ASAP in the class. Okay. Now next is collections. Now what are collections? By meaning itself, it comes, there is a word collect, that is to gather. If you want to store two or more value, more than one values together in one variable, you want one label which should point to a group of values. So you will use collections. How many types of collections are there? Note it down. List. We have lists, we have tuples, and we have dictionary, which is also known as mapping. Please note these three down in your copy. Lists, tuples, and dictionary. These are three types of collection-based literals which you can create in Python. Now, what are lists? Lists are arbitrary collections of values which can be all, where all values could be of identical type or different types. For example, let us see an example of this. I have the Python idle open over here. So I'm going to write here. I'm creating a list, numbers. It is enclosed within a pair of square brackets. So I'm just specifying a list of numbers over here. So this is a list of numbers. When I print it, I did a mistake, 1 second. This is how it will be printed. And if I simply type it, this is how it will be printed. So a list is what? It is an arbitrary collection of values. Okay. Suppose I have taken the list in this way. Let me take this list only, 56, 45, 78, 98. Again 78 is there.
Ma'am,
54,
time.
45. 1 second. Oh, wait. Oh my God, it's 9. Arey baapre. Time to begin the next class. Okay, students, we will continue in the next class. Okay, I'm very sorry. Even